Hey,
Hey.
what's happening?
Congratulations on your dad.
Thank you very much.
How's fatherhood?
It's crazy. I had somebody say, listen, it's going to be a bit of a different year. And I like to say that it's not a different gear. And so you put it in park, you get out of that car, you get into a different car, you make a left down some other street you don't know. It's a totally different ball game. But it's good. I figure if I can handle angels and demons, I can handle the babies.
How's the next season? Like, do you guys have a arc planned, or?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I just show up and hit a mark and sign some lines. Yeah, there's obviously with the end of last season, kind of kicked a hornet's nest, and the world is slightly different now with all of the fallen angels that are among us. So the big thing is that the brothers chose each other over the grander thing of shutting down shutting the gates of hell. So I think the fact that they chose each other, they really have to unite more than ever in order to handle the new terrain that is what they're going to be dealing with. There's a lot of questions. They don't know. We don't know how these angels are going to react now that they're out of their element, so to speak. They could be friends, they could be foes, they could be bad, good. We don't know until we start dealing with them, and it could be a case by case basis. So it's going to be interesting to see who we can rely on and who we have to be skeptical of. But I think for right now, it's the brothers have to stick together and navigate it together.
Okay, sorry. Okay, throughout all the seasons of your show, there's been hints that there's more to Dean than we truly realize, and that the Dean character is willing to show. There's been hints on that, especially this past year, on his vulnerabilities, praying to Castiel, and his affection for his brother. And so, will we see more of that side of Dean in this upcoming season, or do you want to display that side of Dean, perhaps?
I think that given the fact that Sam was going through the trials last season and was really taking a toll on him, and I think that the helplessness that Dean felt was also coupled with guilt. The fact that he felt as though he should have been the one doing it. He should have been the one to sacrifice himself. I had that big speech where it was, talking about how I'm the grunt, and you're the one that needs to go on and have a legacy, and I'm just a worker bee, and I let me lay myself down, and I think Dean he carried a lot of guilt, but he couldn't allow that to get in the way of supporting and protecting his brother. So I think now that situation has dissolved slightly. I mean, there's still obviously a whole different ballgame now. I think that Dean is more kind of. I think he's clear of the guilt and clear of the uncertainty, and he's more driven now to be like, okay, this is what we chose. This is what we were left with. Let's move forward, deal with it, and figure it out together. So
Supernatural has been on for 9 years now, and along the way, both you and Jared have had to, renew your contracts to decide to continue, on the show. Is that a difficult thing to do as an actor? Do you want to continue this because then you're
are you kidding me? Having a job, that's a great thing to have as an actor.
Does that mean season 10 and onwards?
We have signed on through 10. So after the season, they have us for another one if they so desire. And then I don't know if we got to talk about anything past that. Probably after the season's over. But we got to leave that. We leave that to them. We leave that to the adults. What's that? I have not. I did not. I decided to stay at home and spend time with the newborn this year. But there are a few slots that are open later in the season that they're just trying to figure out writing-wise if they can write me out enough to let me prep an episode. So I might be doing one later in the year. It depends on the writer.
Having played this guy for so long now,
Yeah.
you know him better than anyone else. Do you get more input into the choices he makes, or actually just where he goes in the season?
Not necessarily storyline wise. I would say, well, here's the great thing. One of the many great things of working on the same show and playing the same character for as long as I have is that the writers really get to know not just the character, but they get to know the actor, and they get to know kind of what I would, where I'd like to go. Because I talk about the character with Jeremy, and I talk about the character with Bob. We play the "Wouldn't it be cool" game all the time, and so I think that they know, like, that, they don't want to send Dean down a road that they know that I'm not going to like, and that probably wouldn't benefit the character. I mean, they're protective of him, but I'm highly protective of him. So I think that we're all on the same page where we want to make him look as best as we can, and we want to give him situations that are going to peel layers of his character back and really give the audience a good character. I would say that for me, my personal control probably lies in the nuances of the character, and that's all the stuff that isn't written on a page that I like to bring. Whether it's a comedic look or taking the scene to a different place than it reads. Sometimes Jared and I talk about this stuff a lot, and we'll read a scene and we're just like, wow, this doesn't read the way that we feel like the scene should go. We'll tweak a few lines to make it work. Call Jeremy, get his blessing, and he trusts us explicitly as well. I mean, he's like, listen, guys, these characters. They understand that we're not trying to make them look stupid either. We want the best of the show. We want to produce the best quality product for everybody. And so I think that the trust factor really helps with the development of the characters and the continuation of the characters.
What inspires you these days?
Many things. From I would say inspires me artistically with the show is other entertainment. I love to watch movies. I love to watch television. I love to experience characters and stuff, and that can be inspiring to me. I still, and you might choose not to believe me in this, but I still really get inspired when I read our scripts. I really like my characters. I really do. I've lived with them long enough. I haven't gotten tired of them. I get excited about trying new things with the character, finding those nuances like I spoke about, and it's inspiring to kind of to try and have that creative collaboration between a writer and a director and an actor and another actor, and all that kind of melding of creativity that's what gets my motor running. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.